awarded as the most green building in the entire city with about 30,000 square feet. 4 plants or 6 plants in a bottle for one human being in a room. We have to understand and go beyond. This is something which is adaptable. Science is adaptable. And Bhagavad Gita is science. The only aspect is to rightly understand and embark towards science. Then alone we shall be able to trace our life and then experiment this. Each and every character of Bhagavad Gita, to me, I equally respect anyone else who will say no, they have been there. To me, each and every character of Bhagavad Gita is a subtle state or a subtle element which otherwise cannot be shown on hand. Nobody can show me a nanometer. You can't show me nanometer, 1/1,000,000th of a millimeter. Yet, we believe it, and scientists, they bank upon their experiments believing that it will respond. They even have never seen a nanometer. Nobody has seen a nanometer ever in their life. And they say 36% of the gadgets which we use today have nanotechnology in one or the other way into them. So we are going by a technology which is unseen, driven by forces which are unseen, not to name gravity, heat, electricity, radiation, unseen forces. We are banking our entire technology, entire life upon them. Likewise, all those subtle states which cannot be shown on the hand were then assigned some names. Keshava. Why does he have? Violin could have been a better instrument with him. Why flute? Trumpet could have been a better, rather could resound more, audible to a distance. Flute is very moderate. If I play flute without a microphone, I doubt if some people can listen beyond this room. But with a trumpet, with a side drum or a drum, let us have a dhol, people all over in India International Center will be able to listen to that. Why flute? You have to understand why flute, why flute, why flute. If you understand that, then the reverence, the element of reverence towards Krishna increases because it is science. It is science. Why it is science? It is science because from one portion in a flute, we give a blow. And then the melody starts, it springs out of then the synchronicity, or when we orchestrate between those holes, different holes. What are those different holes? And what is that main hole from where we blow? If you go by the spiritual parlance and technology of spirituality, everything has to be charged from your thought plane that we call as Kutastha Agya Chakra. Initiation, first initiation is here, not in your thumb, not in your knee, not in your hip, not in your stomach, not in your chest. First initiation has to be blown from here. And once you blow from here, then other subtle organs that are probably installations of great ability, they start operating. And once Krishna will blow from here, then the melody will start playing through the entire Gandiva. Because in the Gandiva, we have the remaining 5 holes. Starting from here, 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 down below, 2 more. All these 5 holes, blown by one, they start releasing their kind of symphony. Therefore, we have given him flute. We deliberately asked him to stand with crossed legs. We deliberately asked him to stand crossed legs because we know that not only human body, even the human brain has got 2 flanks, the right and the left flank. That is what we are teaching people today, emotional intelligence. Emotion alone should not enshroud your decisions. There has to be an element of intellect, logic. Logic alone should not steer you. There has to be an input of emotion. Any decision which is an outcome of a balanced outcome of emotional intelligence shall suit the best to the time, to the organization, or to the human being. Both the flanks have to be equally entered into a nuptial knot. That is what we teach people. The right flank and the left flank, both in harmony and synchronicity. That is why we asked him to deliberately stand cross legs. In general, people with that stature should not stand in that posture. Posturing is very important. Standing like this is a very peculiar posturing, but for the synchronicity of both the halves of a human being. Because we believe that a human being, according to the Indian spiritual parlance, we all are Ardhanarishwar. We all have a female inside and we all have a male inside. To us, female and male is not a gender. Whenever energy has to be produced, electricity has to be produced, because I'm a visiting faculty to almost all the leading power institutions in the country. So I share with them, how do you generate positive and negative? Without that you can't generate. And if I call it as Ardhanarishwar, do you have any objection in that? Positive and negative. You can't generate energy without that. And Krishna, when stands cross legs, is talking about harmonizing both the halves and yet creating energy, harmonious affluence. Affluence, if it is male or if it is female, doesn't matter. Let harmony be the one. If you want to ascribe it by gender, go, doesn't matter. This is Mahabharata. And from there comes Bhagavad Gita. 8,800 verses. Remaining is story which was added later on. We have a record available that a great scientist of that time, by the name Rishi Vaishampayan, he was deliberating Mahabharata to one in the lineage of the Arjuna, Prince Vaishampayan. Rishi Janamajay, Prince Janamajay. The teacher is Vaishampayan and the student is Janamajay from the lineage of Arjuna. These two names have to be remembered. And we have a record available when Vaishampayan was teaching Janamajay. At that point of time, Mahabharata was 8,800 verses. That is the only record we have. 91,200 shlokas have been added later. Rishi Vaishampayan, him alone, he turned from 8,800 to 24,000. The later add-ons are not known. When happened, who added them, nobody knows. But the original transcript was 8,800 verses. That record is available. But which are those 8,800 verses? We don't know. Thanks to Adiguru, we will be indebted to him for generations to come. That he extricated at least 700, out of which I, at least with my understanding, can say 90% is pure technology. Yes, 10% are some sort of rejoinders so that the story can move. For the facilitation of the story to move, 10% addition is there in Bhagavad Gita. But 90% is pure technology. I shall come to the other aspects after the tea, and then we shall leave. Please join us for the tea. By the knowledge, don't go by my commands.
Beyond it. Sir, it is not listed in the program.
Ji.
How come?